You walk into a room and suddenly forget why you went there. You forget names. You forget tasks. Sometimes you even forget things that matter to you. Welcome to Psychology Simplified, where human behavior, the brain, and the mind are explained in just minutes. Subscribe and start understanding yourself and others better every single day. So here's the real question. Is your memory getting worse, or is your brain doing this on purpose? The truth about forgetfulness will surprise you. Forgetting isn't always a flaw. Most of the time, it's a function. Your brain is not designed to remember everything. It's designed to remember what it believes is important for survival. And when something feels unimportant, overwhelming, or stressful, the brain simply lets it go. Imagine if your brain remembered every face you've ever seen, every word you've ever heard, every moment of your life. You'd be mentally overwhelmed. So the brain created a system. Filter what matters, delete what doesn't. Memory works like a spotlight, not a storage unit. If something doesn't feel emotionally important, urgent, repeated, or meaningful, it often doesn't get stored strongly. This is why you forget small details but remember emotional moments from years ago. When you're stressed, your brain shifts into survival mode. In survival mode, the brain prioritizes safety, threat detection, problem solving, not memory storage. So when you're overwhelmed, distracted, or anxious, you misplace things, forget conversations, lose focus easily. Chronic stress literally interrupts how memories are formed. Here's something most people don't realize. You don't forget most things. You never fully remembered them in the first place. Why? Because memory requires attention. If your mind is distracted, scrolling, multitasking, thinking about 10 things, the brain never properly stores the moment. So later, when you forget, it's often because the memory was never deeply created. No attention implies weak memory. Your brain constantly asks one question: do I need this information for the future? If the answer feels like no, the brain saves energy by letting it go. This is called cognitive efficiency. For example, you forget random conversations. You forget where you placed ordinary objects. You forget things that felt emotionally neutral. But you remember embarrassing moments, emotional conversations, important deadlines. Emotion and meaning act like glue for memory. Without them, memories fade quickly. Sometimes we forget not because something is unimportant, but because it's too emotionally heavy. The brain can suppress or blur painful memories, stressful experiences, overwhelming information. This is a psychological protection system. It prevents emotional overload and helps you keep functioning. In some cases, forgetfulness is actually the mind trying to maintain balance. Today's environment constantly bombards your brain. Notifications, social media, fast content, multitasking, information overload. Your brain receives more information in one day than people centuries ago received in weeks. So what does it do? It becomes extremely selective. It forgets more, not because it's weak, but because it's overloaded. Forgetfulness doesn't always mean something is wrong with you. Sometimes it means your brain is filtering, protecting, prioritizing, trying to keep you sane in a world full of noise. The real problem isn't always memory loss, it's mental overload. When you reduce stress, focus deeply, and live with more presence, your memory naturally improves. Because a calm, focused mind remembers what truly matters. If you want to understand how your mind really works and learn how to use it better, subscribe Psychology Simplified. Because once you understand your brain, you stop fighting yourself and start working with your mind instead.